Hi everybody, this is Holly from Cape Cod Creatures, and I am here today with an unboxing video, but I was super impatient and I kind of already opened and unpacked the box because, so I guess it's more of a haul video for the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. So one of the things I've been doing in my daily life these days to kind of help get some perspective on things, to meditate, to kick out those creative blocks, is tarot. I'm totally a beginner. I still rely heavily on guides and what have you, and I don't know, I kind of like it. Usually I consider myself to be a staunch skeptic and atheist and agnostic-y kind of a person. But I do like to try and read tarot cards. They're a good way to help you kind of put things in perspective, to get unstuck mentally, to kind of figure out what things in your life need focusing on, or to help you come at things from a different perspective. And then sometimes they do that really rad, spooky fortune tellery, like, ooh, gonna tell you the future kind of a thing. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't love that. So, yeah, I totally love me some spooky stuff. So that's what I've been doing. So anywho, without further ado, here's my unboxing for the Animal Spirit deck from Wild Unknown. First, here is the already decimated and torn into box it came in. As you can see, it had a cute little stamp here. It's really the little things when it comes to packaging and buying from small retailers or from self-publishers. So it's got a really cool contains magic stampy. They also have their own packaging tape, which I know from having looked into it before, it's very expensive. So kudos on them for going that extra mile. The packing material is awesome. It's all recyclable. This is just a brown craft paper, but it's got this fun accordion-like quality to it. So that's awesome. I'll be reusing this when I start mailing out. I like to recycle and repackage materials because it's environmental and, you know, should recycle, reduce, reuse, and close the loop. So I'll be using this to package some blanks, and then I'm going to look into actually getting this myself. The other thing that came with it was this really cool animal printed tissue paper, which is awesome because it is an animal-based deck. So, I mean, that's just a really cool little touch. So the first thing I noticed when I opened the box, which I recommend you do very carefully, because it does, like, you open the box and there's nothing, like, on top, there's nothing to prevent, like, the knife from cutting into your product. So you want to be very careful when you open packages from these guys. The first thing I noticed were these two really awesome thank you cards and, like, this little bonusy hangy-uppy doohickey. I'll probably scrapbook it. And this really cool thank you card. And then the second thing I noticed, which they packaged with the order for the deck, was an extra tarot card. I already have the Wild Unknown tarot cards, so it's cool to have this extra. And from what I understand, they send a random one to you. And this one is the High Priestess from the Major Arcana, and she is all about intuition and psychic stuff and kind of getting into tuning into that and listening to your inner voice for guidance, which I think is really cool considering the reason that I use these decks again. And I really love the detail in there and the handwritten names and the little tiny pop of color, which is totally beautiful. So thank you for that. And then the other thing that came with it was this totally rad pack of stickers, which I will be putting all over my house on inappropriate places because I am 7 years old perpetually and they sent me stickers. So prepare to relive my Lisa Frank days. And the last freebie that came with it was this really cool little pin. It says "Stay Sacred." which is totally awesome. I don't usually use pins, but I have a pin board and stuff at home, so that's probably where this little guy will go live. But it's a really cool little touch, and I really appreciate it. Okay, so without further ado, when I ordered the full Animal Spirit Deck kit. So the first thing you noticed when you opened it was this little doohickey. This was wrapped in the paper, but I already took it out of the paper because, again, I am impetuous and I'm 7 and I can't wait for anything. So it is a tarot bag, and it's really cool. It's got silver embossing on it, and it's got like their little logo tag, and it's drawstring, but only from one side, which is I don't like that. I wish it had been drawstring from 2 sides. It makes the bag kind of really hard to close and open, and the fabric is already pretty stiff. So it's going to require some, you know, some work to kind of get it to where it needs to be to contain the deck. And the only other downside to it, I would have to say, is that the bag is unlined, which I was kind of surprised about. Just from ordering other tarot bags, I know that usually they come lined. It kind of protects the cards better. It adds another dimension of character. But it's not a bad bag. The fabric is really sturdy, and the stitching is really nice. Obviously you guys know I sew, so it's nice to see that. And I won't not use it, but I don't think it'll be anything that I kind of let my cards kick around in unboxed, just because the inside of the fabric does feel so not harsh but rough, and I don't want the edges of the cards to get ruined. Okay, and then when underneath that, I ordered the spirit cloths, which is a thing that you spread to put your cards on. It's got a really cool design on it. This is it. I'm not going to unfold it and ruin the fun for the rest of you when you get your own spirit cloths. And it comes with a little guide, which is awesome. And that's colored in. Each guide is a little bit of a different color. I've seen them come in like pinks and oranges and what have you. So that'll be fun to put tarot cards on, which I am quickly learning, at least from my habits, that every surface that I go near winds up covered in coffee and dog hair and ridiculousness. So this will help keep my cards nice. And because I can't decide on anything, the kit came with the white one, but because I am like super like, oh, I can't choose, I want both, I ordered the black one as well. Which I think, you know, you don't have to use just wild unknown cards with it. So I have a few decks where they'll really pop on the black, and a few that'll really pop on the white. Okay, and then the other thing that wasn't the deck anyway, we'll get to the deck in a second, would be the guidebook. From what I have seen in other reviews with using the cards, especially if you're a beginner and new to tarot like I am, it's really awesome to have a guidebook. It has the picture of the card, and it tells you a little bit about the card, and it says how, like, when you're, like, if you pull fish, it's like when the fish is in balance, when it's out of balance, and what to do to get you back into balance. It's got like keywords and stuff on there, which is awesome, but it kind of goes into depth about each card as opposed to just giving you like a little key phrase and then you don't maybe, and then you know you kind of sit there looking lost and what have you. So anywho, without further ado, we'll get to the deck. This is the deck. It comes in a really sturdy box. This is the cover of the box. It's really awesome. And then the box has a couple of little surprises in it, like printed inside the packaging, which I won't ruin for you because I hate when people ruin surprises. And then it does have a little, I don't know if you can, oh, here we go. It's got a little ribbon so you can pull the cards out of the box easier. It's got the cards on the back. It did come in a plastic, which you just take off. But again, these are paper products, so do be careful when opening your paper products. And then these are the cards. Unlike the regular Wild Unknown, which has well, I've got the 3rd edition. So the cards are actually kind of similar in backing. It used to be a triangle backing on Wild Unknown, like a diamond pattern, but now they're both using like the snake or dragon skin. The difference though, and I kind of wish they had kind of done it on this, they've got the white paper with the silver, that's actually silver ink, it's very shiny, and then on this one they've just got the white paper with the black ink for the scales. And I kind of wish they had done the black paper with the silver ink and then the, you know, kind of for continuity, but still it's really awesome. One thing I will say about the Wild Unknown is when I got it, when they edged it, I don't know if you can notice that, but it's got like this deck had little hangnails, and it's nice to see that the Animal Spirit deck did not have them. Like, it had little pieces of paper coming off, and that was awful. But this deck didn't have that this time around. So these are the cards. They're very true to the artist's style, but I noticed there's a lot more color in these than there are in the Wild Unknown Tarot. As you can see, I've been playing with these, and some of them are a little upside down. I don't read reversals with the Wild Unknown and the Animal Spirit deck. I find that it's kind of unnecessary. She's got a lot of, her decks aren't all positivity and niceness. They're definitely, they do have positivity and what have you, but I guess some people call it light side and shadow side, and I don't really get into that. But I look for a deck that's really got some balance going on, like a little Zebra with his triangle head. I'm not going to show you all the cards either because, again, I'm not a big fan of ruining the fun. Oh my god, look at that lizard. The cards are on really nice cardstock. They are not as slippery as other decks. So just kind of just be a little careful when you go to shuffle them and what have you. But yeah, it's been a really nice deck, and I look forward to using it. Oh my god, look at the butterfly. Look at the lizard, we just showed you him. But there's like the spider is really cool. Like I said, it's just a little more colorful than the Wild Unknown Tarot, and I really enjoy it. I haven't read with it yet, and I look forward to doing so. But I just wanted to thank the Wild Unknown. Oh, I almost forgot the best part. Normally I'm not a big fan of little white books that come with tarot cards. Those are like the single sheets that kind of like, they're kind of guidebooky. So this one came with one, which is Spirit Animal. And it kind of gives you really quick key phrases. And again, this is all backward until I fix my camera situation. So eventually that'll happen, but until then I apologize for the backward reading. But on the back, when you open up the little booklet, because it's accordion style, you get a mystery spirit animal, and mine was the swan, which is really awesome. I am a water sign, but I really love birds. And it's just really cool. It's kind of like reflecting and creativity and what have you were some of the keywords for the swan. So it's really cool that I got this one, and I guess everyone gets a different one, which is fantastic. And again, another cool little touch, like they really thought through. Oh, and it also has different spreads you can do, and I've seen people use the spread. You can do spreads with just these, or you can combine them with the tarot cards, which are, again, very nice. But you can see, like, that one just happens to be brightly colored. These are the Wild Unknown Tarot cards, but you can see they're just not as colorful as some of the other cards in the Animal Spirit deck. And they are, again, you can see, like, the death card was a bird carcass, and this one is a jawbone with rotting eyeballs, which I kind of love. But you can see it's a little darker. Daughter of Swords, which I've been pulling lately, which reminds me to not be such a judgmental asshole. But yeah, this is a really cool deck, and I cannot wait to use it in conjunction with the with the Animal Spirit deck. So thank you so much for listening, and that was my quick unboxing and review of the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck.